mysteries and stories untold. Come as a quiet one, global and wide. Us the expert on Disney and your travel guide. 8 minutes coming from the Jersey Shore with a house full of rescues and hockey galore. We cut through the noise of the streaming feed. The honest opinions you actually need. So watch it all pass in. We give you the cue. Yeah. PTR Radio is doing it for you. This is PTR Radio. This is PTR.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb.
You make it hard for me to argue against data centers after an AI after creating something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
fun.
saying.
I had some extra credit after I created my wife's anniversary present.
I understand.
So we have a few new intros.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yep. So.
And then if anybody starts complaining about us using AI, we'll just say it was rage bait. It's okay.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Well, I mean, Mike, you saw
Thanks for watching.
one of the shorts that I put up on Instagram, I think.
I did.
And
I did. In fact, I shared something, one of them,
in fact,
that
depending upon which social media platform you looked at, you saw a different one.
what is this? Clue?
So, yes, there was a different one on Facebook, then on Instagram, then on X. Because evidently Gemini will create a 30-second one for you.
Huh?
So, and why not feed into the Google machine?
Well, sure. We're all going to be part of it anyway. Resistance is futile.
Exactly. So now, welcome to PTR Radio, folks. We are back after another short little break, just because of scheduling conflicts and everything else going on. But we're finally going to get to the review of Zombeavers later on in the show.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, that'll be next time.
Oh.
I thought we were doing the bubble.
Oh.
Yeah, we're doing the bubble.
Okay, we're doing the bubble and then Zombeavers for next show.
Yes.
Okay,
No, wait. No, that's gonna be 2 shows.
2 shows. Okay.
Yeah. This was Mike's.
I thought,
Then
Okay.
I have next week.
Okay. Or did we?
that's right, because
Then you have Zombeavers one after
you're
that.
taking point. You're taking point on Zombeavers
Okay.
under the Shaggy Declaration of 1998.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can tell you, Zombeavers done been watched. So,
So listen, somebody sent me a video. Apparently, there is. I gotta see if we can find this. Water park shark.
I don't know. There was a
Is it
house
new?
shark that I saw.
What would happen if sharks got into a water park? And I'm thinking to myself, this is the dumbest thing ever, because
2026 at an over-the-top action comedy disaster. Oh, it's an over-the-top action comedy disaster film released July 3rd, 2026. When a mutant.
oh, and of
great
course
white
they're
sharks
mutated great whites, of course.
Of course. Breach a seaside water park in Cape Cod, Massachusetts during the debut of a brand new ride. Opening day transforms into a bloody feeding frenzy. A washed-up football star turned lifeguard and his ex-girlfriend, who happens to be the local police chief, must... Oh, wait a second. His ex-girlfriend happens to be the local police chief? Well, that's going to be a change. Must work together to halt the carnage and uncover the toxic secret attracting the ocean's top predators.
Well, first off, it's not available for free anywhere.
Mm,
Second, I'm not paying $5.99 to watch it.
no. And
Third,
third, the tagline is just too short. No food in the pool except you.
the fact that the top billed star is David Chokichi of Baywatch fame.
Which I don't even know who that is.
Well, hold on, because I think he may actually become relevant in a minute. If, no, he's not. So he
Oh,
was brought in as like the face after I think he was in the second round of Baywatch when what's his name left?
well, it
Somebody left.
says he was in from 89 to 2001, but he was also in Atlantic Rim and Witchblade.
Well, we reviewed Atlantic Rim,
Yeah.
which doesn't say much because I don't remember him in that movie. But
No. Well, this is his
um,
second shark movie because he was also in Shark Warning in 2024.
you know why I was thinking of him? I thought that he was on the new season of Special Forces, World's Toughest Test,
Mm.
but he is not. I don't think he is. All right, I need to. Where's the cast? So the cast. Who was I thinking of? I was thinking of David Charvet from Baywatch. That, of course, because they're confusable.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry, I got distracted.
The female lead, who plays the sheriff, is a Hallmark actress. She's been in like A Merry Single Christmas, 3 Dates to Forever, Rekindled for Christmas, Sister of the Bride, The Christmas Chain, Christmas Made to Order, My Christmas Prince, Santa's
Yeah,
Second Wife.
you lost me at Hallmark.
Yeah. So, Oh, which, by the way, my wife made a point to tell me that Garage Sale Mysteries is starting back up at on the Hallmark Channel, which is that's the Lori Loughlin series. Because she got kicked off for a while because she had to go to jail and everything.
Yeah, but what? So what is this? Is this like Antique Roadshow, but they go to garage sales and find stuff?
So she has a secondhand like thrift store, yeah, like upscale, thrift store. But what's interesting is all of the original people are coming back. So like, I said, I'm like, everybody's gonna be like 15, almost 20 years older at this point. How are they going to explain that? Are they going to say
Well,
the character
it's simple.
went to jail in the original? I mean, what?
Yeah. Aunt Becky went to jail.
I mean, like, she had a teenage son in the series. So, like, now that kid's going to be like a grandparent almost.
Now that kid's going to be dating a Kardashian.
I mean,
that's how they're going to get people to watch.
Sarah Strange was in here, which you'll know her from.
Oh, we're using superhero names. What? Huh?
That's just her name. I don't know what else to tell you.
All right. I think this is too much Hallmark for this amount of testosterone in this room. I'm telling you right now.
Wow. So
can't be talked to. Dude, none of this Christmas in July bullshit. All right.
Ugh, it's gonna.
We're not
talking. I'm really surprised I haven't gotten roped into that yet.
So yeah, no more.
No mas.
No mas.
So Okay, I do have an interesting thing that I'm doing Wednesday. You know,
Okay.
used to be that I DJ'd, more often than what I do now. Now I'm just basically equipment rental anymore. My equipment gets rented out and I just go with it to set it up and tear it down. And so that's what's happening on Wednesday is the church band is borrowing it to do a live set at a kind of food truck, like, I don't know, it's an outdoor, like, space where they have different vendor booths and stuff.
Okay.
But I get to bring basically all of my speakers, my rig, and everything so that they have everything they need to do a performance outside.
Okay.
So, yeah, which meant that I had to get my rig inside, tear it all apart, and put it back together because they needed a few things that I didn't have. So, but it's good. At least it gets out and, the dust blown off of it and that kind of stuff. And it meant that I finally bought a new tablet so that I can control the rig with it. So, just a cheap, like, $60 Android tablet.
Yeah. That's what you need. I have, well, which one did I have hooked up to it? I think it was my little Lenovo tablet that I got for joining Hinge Health, which kind of worked for a little bit.
Were you looking for, like, a friends with benefit workout partner or what?
No.
Well, I mean, you said Hinge, so
Hinge Health.
that's what I meant.
This is kind of like that diet pill that had a fatal disease named, or a very, very bad disease named after it afterwards.
AIDS candy.
They were here first. Sometimes I wonder why I even bother talking to you. See, I got ET, by the way. It's like, I swear, it's like having a pet man. That's not it. So, stay. Thank you. So, it comes with, they're dead, but they're little Bluetooth sensors, right? That if you want to work your knee, it tells you put it above your knee and below your knee, and it tracks your movement. And it's supposed to be like a virtual physical therapy kind of thing.
Okay.
And I found the particular one that I was doing for my knee at the time really wasn't beneficial. But I may go back to it and start doing it maybe for my neck.
Well, Mike, you said this is a unfortunate case where one product existed first and then unfortunately something else came out.
Yes.
Do you want to guess which one actually came out first?
The dating app.
The dating app came out first, and then
Okay.
3 years later, your health app came out.
Okay. Maybe the dating app is subsidizing this part of it.
Maybe people want to get healthier so that then they can attract better swipes on Hinge.
Because they can't just be giving out, even though they're Lenovo tablets, which, by the way, I have no friggin' idea where it is now. Even though they're just Lenovo basic 8-inch tablets, they got to be paying something for them.
Yeah.
Right? So my guess is that the dating app is subsidizing the healthcare industry.
Could be.
Anyway,
Entirely possible.
why not? Stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah. I was listening to some ladies discuss the dating apps the other day, and they said that it's the cheapest meal plan
Shaggy?
they could find.
Stop watching The View.
No, it wasn't The View. It was a podcast I was listening to. So.
Okay, then it definitely wasn't The View because none of them bitches know how to do a podcast.
No. No. Besides The View, you can barely listen to it because everybody just talks over each other. So.
This is well. That doesn't bother me where this fucking tablet went to. I'm sorry. Now I'm distracted. Like, hey, look, squirrel.
Oh. So I did put something into the white sheet. You guys remember the movie Real Steel, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie about, basically robot boxing. And we thought that the closest thing we were going to get to it anytime soon was BattleBots. But it turns out that there actually is a robot fighting league that is like Real Steel. And they just had their first real robot competition. And it ended with a decapitation.
You have my attention.
The Japanese, of all people, actually Chinese, sorry, because it was in Shenzhen, had the world first URKL robot combat tournament consisting of 32 elite international teams in a steel arena with humanoid-like robots fighting each other. And here's of course you can't make out anything. You can't make out anything they're saying because none of us speak Chinese. But they really did have humanoid fighting robots. It's pretty interesting to watch. So yeah, it was one of those fun little things. So
yes, they're incorrect. They're not the world's first.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Sci-Fi did that back in 2013 with the Robot Combat League.
Okay, but I mean, were they to this level though?
No, because it's 16 years ago. But they were human-sized robots that were fighting.
Okay.
They weren't very good at it, but I'm not saying they're not the best that's done it. Just saying they're not the first.
Okay. Let's see here. Whoops. I just thought of another way that I can share my screen, and maybe it'll work better.
What are you?
Oops. There. So anyway, that's the idea, is that we would, that it was definitely a pretty interesting one to do. So
they've always tried to do that in BattleBots because if you can have a walking robot, you actually got a weight allowance. So you can have a heavier bot if you could make it walk.
yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, a human-shaped robot is never going to be as good at fighting as a non-robot shaped bot.
Yeah. So.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Robotech was so amazing, because the robots turned into other shaped fighting machines to get around that rule.
Oh, of course, doesn't want to do that. All right. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting to see that happen.
I was going through and cleaning out my hard drive the other day, and I came across some old wallpapers that were created by us for us by the great Carlos and Isabel.
Oh yeah.
And one of them, see, our tagline from back then can't be used.
Oh yeah.
No Linux, just laughs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we can't
So
use that
you
anymore.
went and fucked it up, Shag.
Yeah. Well, the good news is we still have strong feet.
I don't know if we do.
Yeah, and back then when that slogan was written, none of us would have known that by 2026, one of the largest users of Linux in the world would be Microsoft.
Well, I mean, not only that, but did you see that the Windows in general is drastically decreased over the last year? I think desktop Linux has now gotten finally above 5%.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, it's still dwarfed by I think even Mac OS, which is still Linux.
Yeah, but I mean, Windows desktop market share has fallen below 60%, according to StatCounter. First time ever falling below 60% in history. It's now at 57%. 21% is unknown. 11.8% OS X, 4.4 Mac OS, 4.3 Linux, and 1.2 Chrome OS.
Okay, I'm going to guess though a big chunk of that unknown is actually Windows.
It's probably old ass Windows that just isn't reporting correctly.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who still refuse to get off of XP.
Oh, there's still people clinging on to Windows 7. There's probably a few Vistas hanging out there somewhere.
Well, you have to be crazy to still want to be using Vista, but
I bet there's some NT out there somewhere in the world.
oh, I'm sure there's some NT. Well, and by that we mean old NT because all Windows is NT nowadays.
Windows 2000 out there. So, it's just there's major influencers out there now that are talking about switching, and what it takes to switch. In fact, my dad asked me the other day, "Hey, what distro should I move to if I'm going to move off of Windows?" I'm like, "Huh, all right, this is interesting." So, because he's always like he's dabbled in Linux just a little bit here or there, but he always ends up getting frustrated. And I'm like, you know what? It's finally to the point now where I think you might actually be able to move. I mean, he's pretty much just browsing the web and reading email at this point.
Well,
So,
and that's just it. It all depends on what you're actually using your computer for. Like for DJing, I don't think I could switch to Linux. Now, and to Colin's point, Mac is when you break down into its framework, it's basically Linux. But could I work off of Mac? Yes, I could. But 90% of the software out there is running off of Windows. But a lot of the DJ companies now are making standalone controllers that have their own OS to get you away from.
Well, either that or they're, like the lighting system that I use is only Mac. They don't offer a Windows version, and even other companies are doing like app-based ones. They're not even doing desktop software versions. They're saying, okay, well, you either need to run this on an Android tablet or a Mac or a iOS tablet. So
yeah, it's a better question of is Windows having a decline, or is it just computers, desktop computers as a whole having a decline?
One of the guys that I thought about setting my daughter up with, but then I found out this detail. He doesn't even have a home computer. All he's got is an iPad. I'm like, well, that's never going to work.
Yes, but Shaggy, you could save him.
No. He's a capital C church person, so too churchy.
Oh.
So, But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's getting to the point where, you don't necessarily have to run Windows unless there's certain things. Like I still haven't found a great replacement for like Microsoft Publisher. Not that they even make that anymore. But,
I haven't found a good replacement for a product that doesn't exist anymore.
well, it still exists, but they're not really going to keep making it much longer. Let's put it that way. So.
I can't give up my XT because it's the only thing that can print banners and print shop on my dot matrix printer.
Hey, I wish Print Shop Deluxe was still a thing. Nothing better for making birthday cards and banners and.
I just want to say that this stupid tablet is so old that it's got it doesn't even have USB-C charging, which means I have to go hunt down a cord. Micro USB, yeah.
Yeah. I have a whole tub of USB cords. It's like that whole tub of wall warts that I have in the different voltages.
If you didn't know that, Jay, Print Shop does still exist. I don't know if it knows how to print banners on dot matrix printers anymore, but.
All right, so listen, we got two big things we got to talk about here.
Okay.
That have happened.
I know you wanted to talk about the president's announcement.
If by the president you mean Sony, and their announcement that they are going to end physical media production for the PlayStation games. Yes, then you are correct. We need to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, what is
there have been a lot of discussions, right?
Yes.
This was news when we were supposed to go on.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of discussions about this. A lot of people thought that Sony would hear the outrage and they would back off. Guess what? They doubled down and said, we hear you and we don't care.
Yeah.
We are not going to make physical discs for the next generation PlayStation. This comes with a bunch of concerns. The first one, of course, being who owns the game. Because there's a major concern that there's a scenario where you no longer own the game, you rent the game.
Right.
And if you cancel your PlayStation Network membership or your PlayStation membership, you no longer have access to the game. There are also concerns about the size of the games and the amount of storage that your PlayStation will require. With a physical disc, you always had that option of just saving your game. You didn't have to save the actual game data, right? Your checkpoint, okay, save before you. This way you can come back to that spot. Now, some of these games, we're talking gigabyte, like Call of Duty. I think the last update that came out was like 100 gig. So now you also run into the issue of, can you add more storage? And how much, with the price of storage and memory and all of that now, how much is it going to cost?
To give you an idea, the average open world AAA game is anywhere between 90 and 130 gigs. A live service shooter such as Call of Duty, 200 gigs.
Okay.
So you load 5 games up, there's your terabyte hard drive. Gone.
Yeah. But it also has to be said, those are also sizes that don't fit on discs in the first place.
Well, I mean, and that's honestly, that's one of my biggest complaints about, most of the games out there today is, okay, I go and I buy a physical game, I throw it into the console, and I immediately have to download 40 gigs worth of updates. I can't just...
You have to download the game.
Yeah, I mean, the
The
disc
disc
is
has
nothing but a key, essentially. Which,
Yes.
that's one place where Nintendo's getting it right, is it's the game. You don't necessarily have to be online to play it. And
Even if you have a cartridge, though, a lot of the times it still has to download the game to the DS.
I mean, as much as we want to believe it, not everybody has internet or has broadband internet. It just doesn't exist everywhere.
Preach. Preach.
Or maybe the internet's down and I would like to be entertained, or I'm on a flight, or I'm in a car driving somewhere and I don't want to eat through all of my cellular data.
Yeah, but you're not doing that with a PlayStation.
I mean, it would be nice if I have portable options.
Yeah, you get a portable system. The thing is, to me, what this is really saying, it's really Sony going, look, none of the games we make come on those discs anyway. All we're doing is we're not lying about it anymore. We're saying, look, the game is going to be downloaded. The thing that has been taken away is the ability for you to take that disc and sell the disc to somebody else. They're saying the disc itself is no longer a sellable thing. It no longer identifies your ownership of the game.
Sony just became the largest NFT dealer on the face of the planet.
Kind of. Yeah.
Well, that's what PC gaming has been for forever. You go and if you go and buy a physical PC game, you open the box, there's a piece of paper with a code in it, so you type into Steam, and now you have the game.
Well, and, to your point there, part of this is, okay, so hold on. So there's 2 points here. First one, yes, but there's also most of the computers that you buy now and laptops don't even come with a DVD drive. So there is no disc, so to speak, but there could be a USB drive or something that they could easily provide the game on. Now, that being said, when you talk about Steam, so now you have a third party that is a repository for the games. And I don't know if Steam has ever revoked access to a game once you purchase it.
I think the most that they've done is revoke your ability to do multiplayer gaming for a game you've bought. I don't know if I've ever heard of Steam actually yanking your ability to play a single player game.
So Steam in this case acts almost like an arbitrator, and they make sure that once you buy the game and they validate that you have it legally, right? So it's a legal channel. They're a distributor for the game, and they make sure that your access stays perpetuated with them, and you download it from them. So to your point, yeah, that's what happens on PC gaming.
Yeah,
but I do believe. See, I don't know, man. This is like PlayStation originally got the edge from other consoles when they started including Blu-ray.
But here's what I think they're going to run into, Mike, is that it's going to go to Europe, and Europe's going to look at it and go, hey, wait a second. You're selling these consoles that can only get games from your service. No, that's against the law. You have to open up your console for other vendors to have their stores on your machine. So Epic needs to be able to sell. Steam needs to be able to sell. You need to have Steam and Epic be able to be on the PlayStation if you're going to be this store-only concept.
But it is very possible, and we've seen this before, that those rules could only apply in the European Union. So
Yeah, I don't know why
U.S.
we.
could still be screwed.
I don't know why we have to go to Europe for common sense. You know, it seems like they do a lot of things that I really wish we could spend our time here doing. You know, universal charging cables. You know, usage rights, right to repair. You know, all these nice things. Universal health care. You know,
What they need to do is they need to get ahead. If they're smart, they need to get ahead of it and do like, uh, there's movies anywhere that attaches Amazon and Microsoft and Apple. So when you buy a movie and one of them, you have it available in all of them. That's what they need to do. Is they need to get something that connects the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, Steam, Epic. So if you buy a game on one of them, it becomes available on all of them. And at that point, now all of them are just intermediaries. You don't have to worry about losing all your games because one of them goes under. And if they did that, then they could prevent having a ruling against them in the EU or wherever it is, and be able to control how they do things themselves. They're not going to do that, but that's what they should do.
Hmm. Well, should do, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It concerns me because I fear that this could trickle down to. I mean, it's already started, but it's going to trickle down to no physical media being made for movies either.
Mostly
And again,
already
to
here.
Shaggy, well, but to Shaggy's point, there are still a lot of scenarios where folks either don't have internet where they can download or stream, or travel to the point where they don't want that mobile internet. Like, yeah, there are options, but sometimes those options might not be a financial option for some folks. You know, like
That's the
Starlink
problem.
or
That's the problem. Is when you're saying about what the option is, well, people can't afford the internet. Well, the answer is, well, they afford the game. And
well, yeah,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no.
also I'm going
The,
beyond that as
the
far as
answer is
physical
no,
media,
no,
though.
no. But that's so. I'm trying to correct my meaning you may have applied to it because I'm not arguing for that.
Okay.
Because yes, you can obviously pay. You can save your money up and buy one game and be able to play it. You can't save your money up and buy one internet because next month you got to do it again.
Right. So I just had now this could very well lead a push to get internet everywhere. You know, get high speed internet in more places at an affordable rate. You know, maybe we need to stop looking at internet as a commodity and treat it as a utility.
But
Which
legally, it already
does
is
well,
legally it's already there. There are programs that provide internet for people who can't afford to buy internet.
if
I don't
if
think
it's
it's very
available,
good internet.
it's not everywhere.
well, that's just it.
And
The
every
the
administration that
government
comes in,
definition of high speed internet is very outdated.
Yes.
yeah,
The government definition of high speed internet is what my father-in-law had up in Maine, which was DSL.
yeah.
So,
And yeah, and that's, it is what it is. Again, why can they get so many good things overseas but not here?
cheap medication. I want that.
Yeah.
Now,
No,
here's
no,
well, go ahead.
I was going to be honest. The things they're getting in Europe are things I don't want. Oh, we got the ability to put other app stores on your iPhone. I'm like, great. I am not going to do that. One of the reasons I have an iPhone is that I don't want to have another app store on it. I like it being as locked down as possible.
Well, it doesn't mean you have to use another app store, Colin. It just means you have a choice.
Oh no,
I mean, Colin,
I agree with having a
aren't you
choice.
pro-choice,
I'm just saying I
Colin?
wouldn't use it. I didn't hear what she said.
I said, aren't you pro-choice?
I said I am pro-choice. I'm just not going to use that choice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it is time that we do our review, and our review for tonight is The Bubble? Question
The
mark?
Bubble.
Okay.
The
Yes.
Bubble.
All right. And who's on first? Mike's on first to review The Bubble.
Oh, Lord. All right. So, this movie came out in 2022, which is not long after the general lockdown state for COVID-19 ended. Now, for those who are too young to remember, during the COVID era of entertainment, there were a lot of odd productions and screenplays written, and a lot of restrictions were placed on Hollywood in general. Scripted series were pretty much on hiatus because of the distancing requirements. One of the restrictions, though, was that movie crews would have to essentially live in isolation with each other to keep transmission of COVID to a minimum, and thus the idea for The Bubble was born. So let me start by saying this movie can be very polarizing based on your experiences and views of the whole pandemic. We're going to keep politics out of the review, but I will likely give my opinions about the whole isolation/mask/testing stuff that occurs. So, a franchise that was semi-retired, Cliff Beasts, is proposed to come back. Production would be in a bubble for 3 months. Cast and crew on a film set living together, working together in isolation. Of course, the cast and crew don't all get along. 2 weeks in quarantine upon arrival to make sure that there's no illness. Then a cocktail mixer as a method for the audience to be introduced to everyone. Central point here is that one of the actors, in a very Vin Diesel type moment, left the franchise to try a different solo project. Karen Gillan has very much pissed everyone off, and her career is in shambles, so she decides to come back to the franchise. Sad part here is that the isolation scenes are perhaps the funniest of all. Leslie Mann on roller skates is oddly awesome. Pedro Pascal doing cocaine seems very much on character. Karen Gillan being a semi-diva tracks after filming both Jumanji movies with The Rock. Divaness has rubbed off. David Duchovny being the one who wants to run shit behind the scenes also seems to track. Now, I also gotten to the point where I think that this movie just had an outline for the script, and a lot of this was improvised. That actually makes me like this movie a little more. But then it does something stupid, like making a dinosaur dance with the TikTok star. And I go down the path of hating this movie again. Now, as we move into the Pedro Pascal-centric scene, I am reminded of Weekend at Bernie's. Or maybe that scene from Talladega Nights with the knife in his leg. And why does the Latin character have to have the Scarface moment in this movie? It's at this point that I start to get the feeling that Colin may give this movie a higher rating than I did. And only because this movie is starting to remind me very much of a modern day Noises Off. Why? Because this was a lot of behind the scenes of the production of a movie that we're never going to see. And it was filmed in Britain. Anyway, puke to shnikes. I gave this one a smile. I did find the concept entertaining, though it went a little too far into Crazy Town for me to stick through it all the way. Might be a rewatch in here somewhere, but I doubt it. So, just some quick notes. As we start watching this, I'm seeing the opening credits of the movie, and I realize that I really want to see the entire franchise of Cliff Beasts actually be made. The whole insanity of wearing a mask until you sit down at a table to eat as a method of slowing the spread still seems very nonsensical to me. Seeing some of these actors like David Duchovny dancing for the TikTok videos is pretty hysterical. Full-on green screen filming is so COVID. The fucking nose swabs. How come sports teams were able to use COVID sniffing dogs to detect if a person had COVID, but the rest of us had to have our medulla oblongata tickled with the snob all swab all the way up? Like Daisy Ridley shows up as a fitness instructor. I'm sorry, where is that at? Uh, During the climbing scene, is it sad that I noticed that the damn dinosaurs have nut sacks? John Cena makes a cameo appearance. Didn't see that one coming, but then again, nobody saw it. David Duchovny making out with a guy in a green mask is absolute silliness. And well, okay, I'm not going to ruin how they kill the cliff beasts finally, but so I gave this a smile.
All right. Colin, you want to go?
Sure. So, famously, I got in trouble once for refusing to give a movie a rating because it was just a real movie. I told of not giving this movie a rating because it's not a movie; it's a COVID simulator. You watch this movie and it's like first it gives you like this demo, like you show it to the future generations for this is what it kind of felt like when COVID started, and then you were stuck, and then you just kept being stuck, and it just kept going, and you kept seeing the same people every day because you didn't go anywhere, and you see that in the movie, but the the, the directors actually, made this decision of, well, not only are they stuck in this mansion making this movie, you, the audience, are stuck watching them be stuck being in this mansion watching this movie. As the movie just continues to go on forever and ever and ever and never ending, and you're still watching it and it's still going. So, as a COVID simulator, I would give this movie, I'll just call it a Shanakis because it's an amazing COVID simulator. As a movie, which is the actual rating I'm going to give it, I hated this movie so much after it started kind of well. I'm giving it a verb.
All right.
I would actually rather have COVID again than have to watch this movie about having COVID.
Wow. I got that one all wrong. Holy shit. Okay.
All right. So I watched this movie, and I'll tell you what, the saving grace in this was Keegan-Michael Key, in my opinion. I thought he had, some of the funnier lines. I really did enjoy his not a cult, concept. I did like, I'm not a huge Pedro Pascal fan, but I did like Karen Gillian. It's a good movie, but I kept going, wait a second, I watched 3 different seasons of the Great British Bake Off where they bubbled, and I didn't see anybody ripping anybody's heads off or somebody shooting someone's hand off because they tried to escape. But that would have been kind of cool if suddenly in 1 week there'd have been a one-handed baker because they tried to escape. That would have made for a great, Hollywood rating.
It's
that explained Brian.
Spoiler. That's in the director's. It's the director's cut.
Yeah. So, like both of the guys said, this is a good reminder of what COVID was like, what we all imagined it was going to continue to be like. So, I am kind of surprised that things got made during that time at all. In fact, if I remember a story correctly, the only reason why a Mission Impossible movie got made was because Tom Cruise basically lied to people and said, hey, we're making this movie, even though the studio had originally said no. So I can see this of happening, and I agree with Mike. I want to see Cliff Beast, the real movie, because to me it would be a sister movie to Tremors. and I can see 5 or 6 of them being made. So I want to see that series. I did not like the addition of the influencer into this. I understand why the directors wanted to do it, and it's part of the whole movie thing. But yeah, no, I'm with Mike. The TikTok dance scene really took me out of the idea of a bad B movie being filmed. I'm gonna go with Mike. I'm gonna give this a smile, but I also don't really want to watch it again. It was fun once, but it's not. Colin made a point. It could have ended about 3 different times, and I would have been happy, and I would have given it the same rating. But overall, decent jokes.
It would have been a Schneike's 30-minute short. Maybe 45.
So,
but was it like 2.5 hour days long? It's just anyway.
mm-hmm. So, is it next time we're doing
Well,
zombies?
no, I see. So I'm doing the reviews next time.
Okay.
So I have my list of 3 movies
okay.
that we pick from.
Okay.
And we get to pick, yes.
All right. So, what 3 movies, Colin?
Let me get my list here. Okay, so I've picked Space Cadet,
Okay.
The Handyman, and A Working Man.
Okay, I know 2 of those. I don't think I know the last. The Handyman.
They're all available. They're all on Amazon.
Wait a second. There's several different Handyman movies. Is it
The Handyman.
The Handyman? Is it a 2025 movie?
Yeah, it's a.
Okay.
That was on the list as a.
A washed-up handyman is thrust into a violent showdown when he takes a stand to protect a secluded mansion and its fierce young niece, Molly, from a ruthless gang of home-invading thugs.
So this is like Home Alone, but the adult version.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
the lead character has a name straight out of a porno, Kevin Caliber.
The Working Man that's
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham, and Space Cadet. That's like the new version of Space Camp.
No. Space Cadet is that the one where she a Florida party?
Yes, that's the one where she lies.
To be the only hope for NASA.
She lies to get into the training program.
Yeah.
I was going to lean towards Space Cadet until I realized that the main character's name is Tiffany Simpson. Her nickname is Rex, so her nickname is actually T-Rex. I don't know if I could take her seriously at that point, but oh Christ! In the trailer, she wrestles an alligator.
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy, I'm going to let you pick.
Just because I think it'll lead in well, I'm tempted to go with The Handyman.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The Handyman it is.
With Kevin Caliber and Veronica Tulo.
It is like Kevin McAllister.
And Eric Anthony Russo. So, all right. That is that.
I'm just hearing. I'm hearing something stupid in my head, just like. In a world where Angie's List can no longer protect you.
Oh God, yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't even know who these people are.
I know. I look through them like I don't know who any of these people are. It makes it good. Maybe we'll learn something.
Veronica Tulo was in Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice?
Maybe.
What? Okay.
All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the show. Don't forget, you can always check out ptrradio.com or at PTR Radio on your favorite messenger app. We're on all the different social media channels. And like I said, if you're in Central Illinois, stop by the Rail Yard Wednesday evening. I'll be there from 6:30 till 8. And stop on by. Be happy to say hi to you. But until then, we'll be back in 2 weeks. That's going to put us back on August 3rd. So, pending any disasters, we'll be back August 3rd. And, we will look forward to seeing you then. And, until then, just keep an eye out because you never know what we're going to throw out on the social media channels for you to give a listen to. So with that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the Ape Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks, because we are done. Later.